The Timeline is brought to you by
MTN. Everywhere you go.
Now, on this episode, we catch up with Rachel Akidi, a highly experienced media leader with a track record in radio, television, and digital media. She currently works at the BBC, leading an experienced team of journalists in London and a network of journalists in Africa. Now, Rachel is a speaker and a moderator, and we caught up with her to talk to her about the relevance of traditional media in a world that is ruled by social media.
I think there are challenges that social media puts on traditional media, and I think for me one of the biggest challenges is one, compromising editorial values. At the BBC, we have very strong editorial values that have been the bedrock of our journalism, and yes, social media does not follow that. People don't care whether something is accurate or whether it's true or whether it's verified, which are some of the key values we hold. They just publish. People do not care whether they've got a right of reply from somebody. They don't balance the stories or try to get the other side of the story. They will just publish it as it is, and I think that is one of the challenges that social media brings. But I think the opportunities to me are far greater than the challenges at this stage. Social media has given us an opportunity to, first of all, reach new audiences, because research has shown that most of the audiences on social media are quite young. And when I say young, I mean 16 to 35. That's nearly all Ugandans. And so it's an opportunity to reach this audience by traditional media houses, because many young people have not been bothered to listen to TV or radio news and things like that. So it's an opportunity to reach a demographic that has for generations eluded traditional media. It's a powerful news gathering tool. Nowadays you're able to reach far-flung places you would never have reached with traditional media. You're able to get eyewitness accounts from places you would never have reached. Many journalists have been killed in Syria. More than 70 journalists have died since 2011 when the conflict broke out. So it's a very dangerous place for journalists, a very toxic place, and not many media organizations are willing to deploy their journalists to such a place. But the story of Syria, it's not being told fully, but there are people who are trying to keep the story alive. And most of these people are citizen journalists who are doing it via social media. They've taken it upon themselves to tell the story of their country. The recent tragic incidents in the UK, you had the fire last week in London. The week before you had a terrorist attack, and then another terrorist attack in Manchester. And a lot of the footage that was used across television networks around the world was actually taken by citizen journalists. The photographs, the video. These were people who happened to be there in the vicinity, either in the immediate aftermath of the attacks or during the attacks, and they were able to capture this footage, which was picked up by big television networks. So it's influencing news gathering in a positive way as well. It's also a distribution channel for us. So for traditional media, let's use it. Get our content out there. Let people know what you're doing on NTV. Let people know what you're doing in the Monitor through social media. So I think, to me, the opportunities at the moment outweigh the threats. At the moment, I have to emphasize, because things keep changing. People need to weigh the risks that they take against the stories that they're trying to tell. And you need to ask yourself whether whatever story you're trying to get out there is worth whatever consequences you may face. I don't know what context it could be. Some rebel group there, some repressive government, or So I think, getting close to a dangerous place, a fire, in order to capture this footage. I think you have to ask yourself, first of all, is it worth the danger that I'm putting myself in? And I think at the BBC we do have a duty of care towards the citizen journalists that we use, and so we do not use everybody. We weigh these options and decide whether we're willing to take on this material from this person.
Now, I hope we've settled that battle, which is as old as social media in itself. Traditional media, social media, who is all the way up there? Now, if you'd like to catch up with a lot of those conversations, please go check out the hashtag Uganda social media and follow CAST, Uganda and Southern Sudan, on Twitter and Facebook. Also, follow us, because we will be bringing you more of this conversation on our Twitter and our Facebook platforms. That's at the Timeline 256. You can also catch us on YouTube. That is at the Timeline 256. Also, another battle we need to settle is our searching for internet when we're in places. Well, you can be unlimited by using MTN. Just dial *150*55# and be unlimited. Thank you. Bye-bye. God bless, and catch you on the internet.
The Timeline was brought to you by
Switch to MTN Unlimited Internet everywhere, every time, for everything. Dial *150*55# to choose your monthly package. True Unlimited is finally here.
MTN, everywhere you go.